Yeah, can you see my screen?
Yes, Kirtan.
Perfect. So, so we have done till the login, like that is the social media login. So select Google. Since I'm already logged in with the Google, it directly goes to the dashboard page. Okay, before that, we will learn a concept called menu. So when I am logged in, so if you see here on the top, so I have access token, okay, something called access token. So this token value I have to store. So we have token value in the URL. This token value you have to save either in local or session storage. So do you have any idea about token value, local storage or session storage?
Yes, Kirtan. I gave a presentation on this topic, so yeah.
Mm-hmm. So it's you didn't work on it, right? Like just given a presentation. They don't have practical experience.
Yes, local storage stores the data permanently even if they close the browser. But in case of session storage, it stores the data until the browser is open. Then it remove the data we stored that is stored in the local session storage.
Yeah, that's correct. So, did you got to work with it? No, right?
No, 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 no.
Okay, okay, just the concepts. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'll just explain this for the others as well. Like I'll explain one more time, and then why do we need it in our project, and then we will continue the implementation. So just give me 5 minutes. I'll quickly move to some other place. So I face some issue with the charging. So give me 5 minutes, guys. Yes, guys, I'm back. So let me just explain. Give me a short explanation about the local and the session storage. So here in our application, what happens after we log in? So when the user, like when we log in using Google or GitHub, our app gets access token. So this token is like a secret pass. So access token is like a secret pass that proves the user is logged in. So how does the application knows the user is logged in? When it gets the access token. So what I would say, this is the secret pass that proves user is logged in. Okay. So, but here is the problem. So after we logged in, if the user, so if I refresh the page or go to another part of the site, so how does the app knows that we are still logged in? So if I refresh this page, how does the app knows that we are still logged in? So that's where the local or the session storage comes. So what is a token? A token is just a long string of letters or numbers. It tells our app that yes, this person is successfully logged in. So so as I said, we need to store the token. So we need to have a place to store the token after we logged in so that we can use it later. So we have two options, either in local storage or the session storage. Local storage is basically stored in the browser forever. So until it is, so if we clear the browser or something, session storage is stored only when the tab is open. So local storage stored in browser. So if it is stored in browser, it is forever. So until we delete it, means until you clear the history or something. So but in session storage, the access token is um, stored while the tab is open. When the tab is closed, the session is closed, so the access token is will be like deleted, I would say. Session storage is stored only while the tab is open. So so how it works? So for example, when the user logs in, and then we get a token. So automatically we get a token and we store the token in local, I would say, for example. So later you use this token when making the secure request. Use the token to make secure request. So there is a difference between local and session storage. I've just explained. So why not always use the local storage? So even though it is easy, local storage can be a bit risky. So local storage, if the website has the security issues like XSS, that is cross-site scripting, because the JavaScript can access it. For really secure app, developers use cookies that are hidden from the JavaScript. So it is called HTTP only cookies, but that's more advanced. So for the information I'm saying, so yeah, just for the conclusion, so after login with the Google or GitHub, so our app get a token. We store the token in the local or the session storage so that the user stays logged in. Later, we use the token to access the secure parts of our app or get user info. So in simple words, it works well for the basic apps. So just be aware of the security if the app grows bigger. For now we can use either local or session storage, but in real time when there is uh, an application which needs to be more secure, we use cookies. But for now it's good to learn local and session storage and then go to cookies. So what we will do, is it clear, guys? I think Himani has
Yes.
some. What about others?
Yes, Kirtan.
Okay. So now let's go to the code and write the code for storing the tokens. So we know that after login, we are going to the dashboard page. What we will do, let's go to the dashboard page.tsx. Now let's use the concept of use effect here. So have created the use effect. And so after inside this use effect, what I will do, I will implement the concept of supabase client. Wait. So I'll use supabase client object to read the session value. We can read the session value using the supabase client object. So I'm going to use it in the use effect. Now let's import a supabase object from the supabase client. As I said, we'll be using supabase client. So inside this, we'll have const So what we will do? So after this, inside this async function, I will do const data and error. I will get the data and error. So as we already implemented this, like await a supabase or get session. So this is the thing to get the session. And for now, we will console log the data. Okay. So that we will know what data is coming. So the console log session data. Let's see what we are getting here, and then we can code after this. So this input is connected. Okay, there should be something. Implemented the same here. Yes, has to be capital. Yeah. Yes. Now, so we need to call the function. So what I will do, I'll call the handle login function here. Save. Now let's go back to the code, and then I will do the inspect in the console since we consoled our data. So I'll do login once again. Let's go to login. I'll go to Google. So we have session data since I have console log the session data. Inside the session data, so we have access token where it expires in provider token. So all these data we have inside this here. Is it clear till now?
Yes, Kit.
Okay. So we also have user object, so which is containing all the details about the user data. So I have email, so when it is logged in, the ID, where it is confirmed at, so how it is logged in, the provider is Google, and yeah, so we have this information as well. So in user metadata, we also have a very important part called the user ID. So there should be ID where it is. Yeah. So this ID is nothing but the ID of the user who is logged in. So yeah, so we have all this information. So in this page, we know we will be like when you log in, the product list automatically displays based on the user ID. So which user is logged in. So if I have some product list uh, uh, in my table, so those will be displayed. If some other user is logged in, so those users product list will be displayed based on the user ID. So here we also have to pass logged in user ID to differentiate between the different number of uh, differentiate between the one user to the other so that the application knows whose data to be fetched and who is logged in and whose data is to be fetched. So for that, let's go back to the VS Code, go back to app utils. So let's state manager set auth token. I'm making it as state null. Initially, I'm saying it as state null. And then I'll be using this inside the provider. So now let's create a state variable here, auth token and set auth token. Okay, to track the authentication token. So it is of type null. So let's copy this set auth token and pass this in the value path. So here we have this. So let's go to the dashboard and I will import my app hook. Okay, like we did in the pages. So the login page, what we did, the same kind of. So what I will do, so I will get the set auth token from my app hook. So set auth token. So here, since we console log this session data, so now we will handle it. So if there is an error, we'll be like, we'll toast an error. It is like the pop-up. Maybe we can say it as failed to get user data like this. Failed get the session or something. Maybe user data will be understandable by everyone. Failed to get user data. Toast, I think we have to import the toast. If there is an error, this will be written. If there is no error, So set auth token. So set auth token. So coming to the so we get the user ID. Get the user ID. There is some error, so we don't need open. Just refresh open. But it's okay. After doing this, I'll say you. So since we already seen it, so we had a session, and inside this session we had IDs. So in the same way, so we get from here like data dot session session, and from where user dot ID. We get from this path. So why this is okay. So let's see the error later. So let's go to app utils and then let's create a state manager. Set is logged in. So I'll say it as maybe you can say it as either null or boolean. So I'll say it as null. So okay, this time let's try with boolean. Both will work the same, so no issues. So here, so let's take this set is logged in and let's pass here. Okay. Position. Some chemical issues. So now let's go to the page.tsx of our dashboard. So now we'll be using the set logged in. So where okay, here I have taken the from the my app hook, I have taken the set auth token. Likewise, I will take the set is logged in. So to check the login. So I will say set logged in is true because right now the user is logged in. So we know when the session comes, the user is logged in. So we are setting it to true. So we have handled for the positive case. So if there is an access token, everything. But when there is an error, what will be the set logged in? So what will be the route? So to handle that route, we'll be implementing the use router. I'll implement the use router. Let's copy this. Now let's do const router equal to use router. Let's copy this object. So when there something fails, what we will do? I want the user to push back to the login page. So this is how you will use the routing in next.js. So you will use router. So import use router from the next navigation. So you have to declare it here, and then router dot push, and after the router dot push, inside the bracket what you will place is the route which needs to be navigated. Is it clear now, the use router part?
Can you repeat it once again? The steps with it. First import, then created a variable for it.
Yes, created
Okay.
object for
Object.
it,
Okay.
and then I from the object has the push method. Inside the push method, router dot push means it should navigate to some
Mm.
path. So we can
Okay.
mention the path here.
Okay.
So yeah, but by using set auth token, we need to get the access token. So for that, we need one more variable. In that variable, we need to store the user ID. So what we will do, we'll create one more state variable for the user ID. So user ID, set user ID. It will be type of null. Let's pass null as well. And I'll copy. So I will replace this set auth token to set user ID. But what will be the use of this set auth token? I'll just explain that. So inside this, so set user ID is to get the user ID since we have gotten the user ID. So set auth token is used to get the access token. So let's try console.log one more time. Console.log user data. So let's see. save this changes. If I go to this console.log, if I reload, so into this session, you can see we have access token. So what we can do, so it will be like data.session.access token. So for user ID, you have taken it from the user.id. So here data's session, inside the session, we have access token. So for the user ID, what we have done, we have taken the data.session.user. Inside the user, you have ID. So this is how you access the path. You say the path here. So So yeah, we have done the login part, like we have set the auth token, we have set the user ID. So one more thing what we have discussed is we need to store the access token inside the local storage. For now, we'll be implementing the local storage. What we can do, so local storage dot set item. So set item, inside the set item, what do we have? So I'll be saying where do we have local storage? We haven't. First, let's set the access token. So I have set the access token to the same, the data.session.access token. So this is how you handle the user, like after login to the um, main page, that is the dashboard page. So no need to worry about this um, error. So we will fix it. Let's check all this process one more time. So when I try to log in with the GitHub, now you can see the dashboard profile and the logout has been displayed based on since we have changed the set logged in user to true. And for now, and we have set our access token and everything inside our application. So the access token is not displayed here. So only the URL is displayed. So now we have to handle the logout button. Let's know, like, let's learn how to handle the logout button. before that. So we use supabase client object to read the session value, and then we learned about the use router, that is routing in next.js. And then we learned about the what else we learned, setting the auth token, and then storing the session. So yeah, till now is it clear? Now we will handle the logout button now. Do you have any doubt, guys?
No. Okay.
We will fix this later, but now this won't affect our code, just some type issue. So now let's go to the navigation component. So in that we have the logout button, I think. So inside this logout, where login. Well, so inside this logout, we will add event on click. We will say handle user logout. Let's copy this function. Let's say this const handle user logout. Inside this user logout, so inside this handle logout, you have from the local storage, you have to remove the item, that is the auth token, sorry, access token. So I'll say it as access underscore token. Is there- So, and then one more thing you have to do. So we have to set log. So I'll have this here. set is logged into false. And then, wait, this is not working.
On click like arrow function, we will get.
Yes, exactly. Oh, there is an issue with my lab. This is, yeah. So now we will do the set auth token as well. Now the token value will be null as well. We'll save this. And one more thing. So this time the provider authentication is happening because Supabase also allows the user allows the user to sign out after logout. It also sign out from the Supabase provider. So what we can do, we have to import Supabase and Supabase from the Supabase client. Supabase. So what we will do, await auth, Supabase auth, sign out. So since we use await, this will be an async function. So if we save this, so these are the things basically we need to handle on the user logout. So if I go back to the browser, just a minute. So here we have the logout button. When I click on logout, so you can see the user is successfully logged in. So the back to the home and login page is displayed, but the URL is not going back. So it has to be going back to the login page. For that, what we can do, let's import useRouter from next navigation. So after this, what it will do, the router, I'll say the router, and I will say router dot push, and it automatically goes to the login page. Now let's see why there is some error. Okay, I have one step and then router or push. So what does the error says? Was not mounted. Okay, use the custom. That is correct. But let's see. Let's proceed to the next and then so let me just refresh. And router, use router. Okay. Just give me a minute. I'll just figure out why this error was coming. Mm, 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 mm.
Okay, next router you have imported, next navigation.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, now it should work. So now let's check. So when I click on logout, so if you see it is going to the login page. So this is how you implement the logout. I'll just repeat. So we have in the app.utils, we have to set the login state variable so that we can access the login, we can track the login or logout. So inside the nav bar, we have the logout button. Inside the logout button, we are setting the event on click. So handle user logout. On handle user logout, what we are doing, we are saying that in the local storage, we have an object called function or method called remove item. So we say it as remove the access token, and we are setting the logged state to false, and we are setting the auth token state to null. So await supabase auth dot sign out. So what we are doing, so since we have supabase client object, we are saying it to sign out. So this is the line which we use to sign out from the supabase. And then after the sign out, it has to be uh, redirect to the login page. For that, we use the router, and then we are saying it as router.push auth login. So is it clear till now?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, just so we have handled the logout button. So what else next? Just give me 5 minutes, guys. I'll be back. Just a minute. I'll connect the charger. It's connected, but still. Okay. Yeah. So coming to the next part, in the app utils, you can see we also have one variable call like is logged in. So we have passed this into the provider as well. So it means if is logged in is true, then it is logged in, and obviously if it is false, then it is not logged in. So what we will do, we will go to the dashboard page, and for that, let's go to the app utils. We can use the use effect here. So what I will do to handle the set login and logout. And we have to check if any access token is stored in the local storage. So what we have to do, we have to check a const token equal to local storage dot get item access token. So because we need to check if there is a token in the um, local storage. So when you log in again, after the logout, when you log in again, it needs to directly go to the dashboard without asking the Google credentials again, because we are storing it in the local storage first. For that only we are doing like we are saying it as if the token has been stored. So we are setting the auth token to token value and set is logged into true. If there is no token, then it is obvious it is logged out. Then we are setting the auth token to null and set is logged into the false. So since why it is showing error, because in the set auth token we have only null, so we can say it as string value is also acceptable. So this token is a string value. So then after, when I go to the page.tsx of the login folder, so yeah, in this window location.origin, the user will redirect to the auth.dashboard page. But if the user types auth/logged in, the URL, it will automatically redirect to the dashboard page as well. It doesn't go back to the login page. So for that, we'll be using where is it? The handle social auth. Okay. So for that, you will be using the use effect. Okay. So use effect. Okay. So let's keep it empty. So before that, we need to do some. We have to import the use effect. So inside this, now let's first call our my app hook. So I'm going to call my app hook, and then also we want use router, copy const router equal to use router. So const use router. Let's copy my app. So const So here I'm setting it to my app hook, and inside this I'm going to copy the is logged in, and then I'm going to say, so this is the page.tsx of login, okay, is logged in. So inside the use effect, I'm going to say, so where it is logged in, we will copy this, and we will say after this, its dependency, we will say it as is logged in. And also in the case of dashboard page.tsx.dashboard, we will say that is router push handle session. So here we will say is logged in. Now I think we don't need it here. Let's for now keep it empty. So we shown. So now let's go to the login page.tsx. So when inside this use effect, I'll say if is login is true, I'll say router dot push, and the user will go to the dashboard path, and we will just return. So we have done with this. Still the error is showing. So still we are facing this dashboard issue. So why it is. So yeah, before this we have to see why before setting the token value to the local storage, we have to see whether there is a token value or not. There is so before likewise here we are checking like if there is an error, it is doing something. So likewise, you cannot simply say if there is no token, we are not handling it. So what we have to do, I'll just copy this. What I will do if there is token, if data dot session dot token is available, then we will do this part. Okay, what we will do all these. So it's dot token dot. So dashboard. Okay. Okay, we have done this. We have set the auth code, local storage set. handle session storage. Just give me a minute. There is some. Just a minute. This is not here. Okay, it's okay. So we have checked it. So we have just cut all this code and here. And then one more thing you have to handle here is if not equal to is logged in. Okay, we'll handle it later. Okay, so let's go. So now you can see the user is logged out, but if I try to access the dashboard, what is thing? This thing will- should not go. It should not navigate. There is some issue I have made. Set access token. If error, if data or session or access token, okay. Set access token to this, okay. Access underscore token data session. Set is logged into true. Okay. Okay, there is some mistake I have made. So guys, you can take some break. I'll just figure out what is the issue, and while you come back, I'll just let you know. Maybe you can take just a minute. I'll share the screen. Okay, let me just share my screen. So yeah, So what we did, so we have added this in the if else condition, and in the page.tsx we have added the use effect, and in app utis we have added the token. Like if it is the to get the token, we use the method called get item, and we get the access token. If there is the access token, then logged in is true, else it is false. So all this we did, and why we did is because initially when it is logged in, so when we directly go to the dashboard page, before it was going, but since it should be a secure web application, it should not go until and unless we log in. Okay, if I click on why it is going now, maybe of the session, so I'll clear the session. Okay, I'll clear the session. Now let's try. Okay, now let me try to do dashboard. Okay, yeah. Now it is not navigating to dashboard, but there is a transition between, like it is showing something like dashboard or coming back to the login page. But as a beginner, we will learn this part. And when you use cookies, you will not even see that page. Okay. So for now, just learn this part. So, so when we try to go to the dashboard page, it should not go. That is the thing. Okay, it should redirect to the login page. It should go to the dashboard page when we are logged in, so that it is a secure web application. But for now, it is for 1 second it is showing dashboard or coming back to login. So we will resolve that in the upcoming session. So we have some more concepts to discuss. So once we discuss those concepts, we will solve this. But for now, why do we use these why do we concentrated on these code is because of the secure routing. I would say this is called secure routing. And yeah, is it clear, like why do we done
Yeah.
this part?
Kitna, yeah, for me it is going to dashboard. So what have you cleared? The history, browser history?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
check it once again. And have you added this part in
Yes.
page tsx dashboard after
The app
handle
utils.
login session?
Yes.
Ah, okay, then it should work. Is it
Wait,
work?
just can you go in? It is in dashboard. Okay. In dashboard, if it is logged in, handles. Okay. I haven't added. Okay, let.
If you missed this part, then it will not, it will redirect.
Okay.
Is it working now for you?
Mm, just a second. Return. Okay. I'll check. Actually, for me, it is showing the dependency is React Hook use effect has missing dependency routers set auth token.
Where you are
Uh,
seeing?
Can I share my screen?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Here it is showing it in dashboard. We have added this, right? Here.
Yes. Okay. Did you
So
add up the set login? And just a minute, I'll say. Go to the top. You have my app hook, right?
yes.
Um, in the my app hook, after set is logged in, you have to set is login.
Here.
Just a minute, I'll share the this line of code. Can you see the code which I shared? So you have set auth token, set is login, but you didn't set the set is
Is
login is
logged in.
set, but is logged in is not set.
Okay. Set is logged in. Okay. Okay. I missed.
Yeah.
This.
Now just
Mm.
check is it working or not.
But here still it is showing
Um, just,
in con set auth token set is logged in is logged in. Is declared, but its value is never right.
yeah, we have okay. So in line number 35,
Yeah.
not set is logged in. It's is logged in only. The thing which you have used there is logged in. Yeah, just copy paste it.
Yeah.
Now it is.
Is logged in. Router set out set logged in.
I'll just share my screen. You just cross check with it.
Okay. Okay.
So do any others face the same issue or you'll be doing after the session?
Yeah, I will do after the session. I didn't write.
Okay.
I'm just
I'm
listening.
trying to do now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still doing, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Is logged in. Yeah, is logged in. Logged out.
So the first thing, I'll just recap and just cross check what we
Okay.
have done. Okay.
Okay.
So So as I said, in app.utils, we have is logged in state variable. So if is logged in is true, the user is logged in. If the login is logged in is false, the user is not logged in. That is the logged out. Okay. So what we did is we we went to page dashboard page.tsx, and then we went to this part, handle login session. After this handle login session, so first we will paste this is logged in here. So to check whether it is logged in or not. So in app.utils, just copy this is logged in, and then I have added in the my app hook. After adding it in the my app hook, I just pasted it. That is the condition. If not equal to is logged in, router dot push auth login return. Is it clear till now?
Mm.
And then what we did, we went to app utils. So inside the app utils, we have done the use effect. Is it done, this use effect?
Yes. Perfect.
So the local storage get item. So just cross check this part.
Okay.
So then after when we go to the page.tsx of this login page,
Hmm.
so also we have to make sure that if the user is logged in, the user goes to the dashboard page. So if in that case, when the user manually types the login, it should not navigate. So what we did for that is we added the use effect here. Did you add this use effect part here?
Yes, and when I add this dependency na is logged in and use effect. Yeah, here
Okay,
in
we
login
have
page.
imported the my app hook, and
Yeah,
then
use effect. And here in dependency, yeah, it is again showing React hook use effect has a missing dependency router.
okay. Okay.
Okay, I'll watch the recording where I think I missed something,
I
so
think
you can
maybe
continue.
something else is wrong.
Hmm.
Maybe the empty use effect. Like this is the dependency we usually add is logged in. This is the dependency.
Hmm.
So yeah, if I wanted to know if anyone is facing the same as well, because is it issue from the code or issue from maybe some your laptop's version or some other version of VS Code or Node or something. Okay, okay,
Because yeah, before it was okay. When we added these dependency, na, then I was getting these underline in the dependency, like something is missing, router or
okay.
the.
So here we added, here also it is showing missing dependency.
Yes.
Okay. Mm, okay, then so did you face any error in the output as well?
No, everything is working, but only when the user is not logged in and I go to dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What dashboard? Now it is not going.
Now it is not coming.
Okay. Yeah, no dashboard is not. Okay, might be it is. It happens sometime, like in
Yeah,
browser.
maybe some, yeah,
Okay.
maybe you didn't reload or maybe the something with the browser.
Yeah, no, it's working. It is not going.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So when you type dashboard, it is not navigating to dashboard, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is coming back to login,
Yeah.
and it is not flickering the page. The it happening. It is happening for you, but not me.
Okay.
Yeah, it is
Can you
still
share
in
this?
login. Okay. Can
Okay,
you?
I'll stop share
Okay.
this.
There is login and
Oh,
port. Yeah, same link it is showing login.
okay, but why for me it is showing? Maybe the Chrome version or something.
Yeah. Like this now, we just remove login and write
Yes,
dashboard
dashboard,
and
yeah.
click. Yeah.
Before it was going, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now try to, mm,
In new tab.
yeah, try to go directly to dashboard.
No. Yeah, no, it flickers. It
Mm.
shows and then come back.
Okay, now type dashboard on this page. Yeah.
No.
No, it is not flickering. Try to log in, like Google sign in or something with the sign in with the button, Google or GitHub. Okay. Remove the dashboard and try to do login. I want to see whether this is, but it is going login page. Okay. Yeah, we didn't handle this, but it's fine. Yeah. We just handled the
But
dashboard part.
have you noticed when I logged in with Google account, so it it shows the previous page for one like 0.2 second.
Yes, that's the thing I was saying.
Okay.
It is based on the cookies and the sessions.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we will try to solve this in the upcoming part. But this is how you uh, do this. This
Okay.
is the steps to handle the route. Okay, but in the upcoming session we will solve this issue.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'll share my screen. So the next part we are going to see. So, and one more thing you'll be noticing when you log in or log out, that is the browser notification. When the user logs in, you'll see a browser notification. When the user logs out, we'll see a browser notification. So we'll try to implement that as well. So we'll add the toast logged in successfully. So I have changed this in the dashboard page.tsx. Now come to the navbar component. So in the handle logout, so we'll be doing a toast logged out successfully. So this is the browser notification we usually get. Let's save all these. Let's go back to the browser. So click on the Google button. So it is not coming. Let's try to log out. So this is when I log out also it is not coming. So that means the browser notification is not working. So this is so maybe this is because we don't have in the layout. So I will try to import toaster here. So I'll import toast. This will be from the React.toast. So it is not toast, it is toaster. So I'll save this. So we will add, copy this. Inside this app provider, just simply add this. So what we will do, I'll just change this type. Inside this, I will add, children. Just a minute. So inside this, I'll add children. Like this. Why this? Hmm, okay. So we have to add inside this mainly, but this is not coming. But when you start working by yourself, you will also face so many issues because this is not, I would say, complex, but this will be like very new for you. So even I am facing, I was working with this, but even I am facing so many issues. So make sure you learn each and everything clearly. So and you practice. So you can practice the same project 2 or 3 times so that you will get well versed in it. And you can implement your own project. So here I'm figuring out why this is. And sometimes the version also causes issues. So you have to be mindful in everything. So, but nowadays we have obviously chat gpt everything you can ask that, but you have to you try to solve it by yourself so that you will know what is the issue. So now I have to import the toaster here, but it is not working for me. So let me just see why it is. Is it working for you? Some was doing like Himane.
Working is like,
Like when you try to implement in this way.
no, I tried with you. No.
Okay. Maybe the version change has caused.
And here you imported toaster, but in navbar and dashboard you have imported toast. So
Yeah, toast is
different.
different. Toaster is different. So when I implement, you will know.
Okay.
Okay, toast is like showing the you have to add some message, right?
Hmm.
So for that you will use toast. Toaster is used to display the pop-up.
Okay.
So we need to fix this one, then only we can proceed. Maybe we can do it here. Should work if we do it here. Let's add simply here. So let's go back to the browser. Refresh. I will log in. It is coming 3 times. Logged in successfully. Logged in successfully. Yeah, but we will fix this later. But now the toaster message is coming. Okay. So when I try to log out is logged out successfully. So why do we use toaster here? Toaster is the component which we used to display the messages, and toast is the function to create the notification. So that is the difference. This is the component. So here we used backslash, and we used in a component way, but here toast we use the toast in a functional way. So
Okay.
toast is the function to trigger the notification, and toaster, I would say, it is the component that renders the toast. Is it clear now?
Yes.
Okay. So the logged in is repeating 3 times, so we will fix it later. For now, so we have implemented the Google authentication, Google provider authentication, and GitHub authentication. And apart from this, if you see, we have the custom form, that is the email, providing the email and password and logged in. So apart from the social authentication, we need to implement this login. So if this login is implemented only when we register our account. Okay. So So let's see how to enable these functionality in Supabase. So let's go to the Supabase dashboard. Start your project. So this is our project. Here inside the authentication, we have GitHub, Google, provider type is social. So where is the other? Sign in and providers. So inside this, if you see, the email is also enabled. It means we can do in our application, we have email, login using email and password. And in this registration form, we have we have asked for the email, password, and confirm password. So this is called custom login. So this custom login is done by using the email. So here, since the email option is enabled, so we can also perform the custom login using the when this email option is enabled. Since by default it is enabled, we can implement it. So So before that, let's click this. Here we can see the enable email provider, and we have confirm email. So it is mainly used when we type the email. So the confirm email will be when we during the registration when we type the email, the confirm email will be sent to our email, so that the user can confirm our email before registration. So but in this case, for now, we don't need this. We will just concentrate mainly on the custom login using email. So I'm just saying this, this is there. And secure email change is like required to confirm. When there is an email change also, the user needs to confirm. For now, I will also disable this. And we can see some more settings. So I'll close and I'll save this. So now only the enable email provider is enabled. So now let's go back to the code. Let's close everything. So inside the auth folder, I'll go to the register. I'll go to the page.tsx of the register. And so as we know, the user should register first and then the users should log in. So here we have register, display name, email, phone, gender, password. So for now, we don't have any form validation for this. So form validation is one of the important part. So for now, we will implement the form validation. So for form validation, we used yep. So you can use different kinds of form validation, but the popular one is yep, just for the form validation. So now we are going to use this one. So here, first I will import some packages. Import all. Import all as yep from yep, and we also have import use formic from React hook form, not formic. Sorry, this is not formic. This is use form from React hook form. Okay. And then we have to import the app resolver. So all these packages what we have imported, these are responsible for the form validation. So form validation and form submission. So inside this form, we have name, email, phone, gender, password, and confirm for. So now let's create a schema. So on basis of that, we will put the form validation. So how to create the schema? So after this, so const schema minute. Okay. So what is the syntax for this? Yep, object dot shape. Okay. Inside the shape, you can use the label here. So first thing is the display name. So display name, yep, string. I would say it is required, and inside this display name is required. Okay, this is the message I'm going to give. So yep, string dot email, and inside the email, these are all the syntax. There is nothing to do with this. You have to learn this syntax, and so maybe if the email value is not, so it can do the validation. So it can do the validation. If the email is invalid, it will display the invalid email. So, and this is also required. And then the phone number, and then gender. Yep, dot string, it is also required. Let's say gender is required. So inside the form, we have three: male, female, and other. So to choose any one of this option, you can use dot one off, and inside this you can either choose male, female, or the other. So it should be like this: male, comma, female, and others. So this is how you validate the gender. And then the finally. So when the user try to, it's not working, so we can't type it. Let's put validation for the password. We have dot string. In this thing, the first is require. So I have put required, and I want to mention the minimum length restriction. So the minimum length should be 6. So the password must be, for if the password is less than 6, then it will be displayed. Password must be at least 6 character. So finally here we have for the confirm password, f dot string dot required. Confirm password is required. So we have to validate the password should be same with the confirm password. So for that, we have a syntax called one of. There is no need of null, so it should not be empty. So one of means matching. So matching with the yep.ref. The reference is the password here, and the message we are displaying is passwords must match. So this is the message we are displaying. This is the condition. So one of means it should include this value, that is epref password. This epref password is this one, the password here. So is it clear, the schema?
Yes.
So this is the normal schema validation for the schema for the custom validation. So now let's go inside this. We have to import. So what I have done, this is the syntax inside the export, like inside the function, you have to create a const. We have to use form. You have to use the resolver inside this. Inside the resolver, I'm giving the schema. This schema is given inside the resolver so that we can use it in the inside this navbar component. I would say not the navbar component. What is this component? That is the page.tsx. So the HTML part in the inside the register page.tsx, we have HTML part. So we have created the schema in the page.tsx to use inside the function. So we have to use form. Inside the use form, you have to mention the resolver. The resolver name is yep resolver. Inside this, the schema. So I will import some function called register, comma, handle submit, comma, maybe form state. So I want to handle the errors when the form is submitted. So I have to use errors, comma. So these are the methods, and we will write the definition for this method. So it is called is submitting. And yeah, these three: register, handle, submit, and we have to give track on the make use of the form state to track the errors and the form submission. So what next? I'll go to into this form. So let's do the on submit event handler. So on submit. On submit, let's copy this handle submit, and then handle, maybe we can simply say on submit. Okay, so what we will do, let's copy this on submit, and then so we will handle the form submit here. So we will write. Then after this, let's go to the each of the fields. So for example, display name. Then inside the form control, we have curly braces and 3 dots will be register. Inside this, look at the schema rule. First, I will copy this display name and then come down here and just pass it inside this. Okay, first save this. The same goes for all those fields. For email, and I look at here the schema is for email is this email. I'll copy and I'll replace this here. Okay, and then the same goes for the phone number, for the gender. That is the form control, the gender. So for phone number, it is phone, gender, email is done. Phone number is phone, the gender, and then what else we have? We have password and confirm password. Confirm, we'll just see that. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, now it is done. So one more thing, if there is some error in any of the fields, so we have to display the error message. So simply, so inside this HTML, already we have the text danger. Inside the p tag, for what we can do by using the errors. So here we can see where it is errors as a property. So we can just copy this and then errors dot password errors dot password dot message. Okay, the same goes for the password. So okay, this is for confirm password. So I'll say confirm password and message. So we have already displayed the message. So the same goes for the password as well. So where is the p tag? So instead of confirm password, we'll have password, the same error message. Same goes for the gender. The error message are all we have given in the schema. So that will be displayed. So gender, and then phone number, phone, phone, and then what else we have? We have email, and then what else we have? We have the display name. So, so now we have displayed the error message as well. Now what we will do? So we need to implement the on submit. So here what I'm going to do, what the data we pass inside the form registration. So that is I'll say it as form data any, and I will just console.log it for. So since we use on submit and the event handlers, we have to use client here. Let's save. Let's go to the browser. Okay. So without entering anything, so we have implemented the schema validation. So if I simply click on register, you see display name is required, email is required, phone number is required. So all these required messages is being displayed. So this is how you implemented the yep form validation. So let's test the, and then when I put any value, it says please include an and in the email address. Okay, just a minute. So for now, I'll pass. First let's inspect it. Let's see on submit whether we are receiving the datas or not. So I'll display any value, email, anything, phone number, anything, gender, okay, password, something, okay, password and confirm password should be the same. 123. I'll say 123. So it says include an at gmail.com. So when I click on register, it should be at least 6 characters. So all the validation is working. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll add 4, 5, 6. So when I click on register, so on the console, you see the data is being displayed. Confirm password, display name. The name is this thing, email, gender, the password is this thing, and the phone number. So what we have to do on submitting, we have to handle some other thing, like we have to handle the form submit by sending the data to some other page to handle the form validation, not form validation, the authentication. So the authentication, before that, the registration should happen. So it should be stored in the supabase database. So when you click on the register, the data should be stored in the supabase database. And when you try to log in using the normal login page, using the custom login, when you click on login, from the validation should happen from the database. Is it clear till now?
Yes.
So you have to the next part you have to do is you have to simply call the Supabase client object, and you have to store the data in the Supabase database. So, but we don't need to create any user table, because by default in Supabase we have users table. So now the question is how to get the user from the Supabase, the user table from the Supabase. It's very simple. So just you have to go inside authentication. Inside the authentication, below the manage, you see the users. Okay, just click on the user. So here you can see the name, email, phone, the provider name, the provider type. So before we have done using the provider, so this session is being stored. Okay, so if you or don't use a provider, if you use custom login, those things will also be stored here. So what we have to do, we have to use the Supabase a client object to communicate with the yeah, Supabase users table. From here, you need to try to access the Supabase users table so that you can also store the register value of the custom registration and custom login. Let's go back to the VS Code. So after getting the form data, what we will do, we will import the Supabase client, import Supabase client, escapes from the Supabase client, and then what we have to do on submit, you have to do const data. So we have done so many times. Await. So it should be await auth dot sign up. So const await supabase. Okay, we have to, but before that we have to destructure the data. So what I'm going to do, const maybe display name, name comma email, and then password, gender. So all these value will be destructured from the form data. Okay, and then what we are going to do, so this okay, inside this await, so it will be email comma password, and then we have options. Into this I'll add data property, and inside the data we have to pass the full name, maybe display name. So display name and gender, and then the phone number. And then the phone number. Okay, I'll save this. Yeah, okay. We have to add async here since we use await. So if you are wondering why do we pass this display name, gender, and phone inside the data objects here, let me tell you that inside the sign up we have to pass this data, display name, gender, phone number. So whenever the user logged in, the primary data is email and password. So these are all not the primary data. So that we are placing it inside the options. So the primary data is the email and password for the custom login. So these are all called the additional data, display name, gender, and phone number. So because of that only we are placing inside the options data. So now we need to handle the error as well. If in case of any error, in case of any error, you have to toast error, and I'll say fail to register the user. Toast dot error. So this is not the error message. I'm going to say fail to register the user. Okay, and then else block. So what we have done, it is simple. So if there is an error, the error will be displayed. There is no error, the success will be displayed. And once the registration is successful, the user has to redirect to the auth.login page, which is the home page. So I did that. Maybe we can use router. So instead of this, so we have to import the router here. Import use router. It will be from next navigation. So here inside this const router is equal to use router, and then here push router dot push dot push. So I want it to go to the login layout. So simply it will be auth dot login. Sorry, auth slash login. So this is simple. So let's go back to the browser. Now let's refresh it. Without passing any value, when I try to do this register, so the form validation is happening. Here we need to pass the information. So I have simply added some default value, not default value, some dummy value. So I will type the password from 1 to 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's check. So let's choose email. After passing all this data, let's click this register button. So here you can see that user registered successfully and it is it is going back to the login page. So if I go to the users table of supabase, let's try to reload. So if you see here, since we have connected using the supabase client, so that is that point. So supabase auth sign up. Okay. So it is connected to the supabase database. So when you try to register anything, so see the name which I have given, the password, the provider is email, and then created at, and yeah, the user has been registered and it is displayed in our supabase user table. Is it clear?
Yes.
So after this, we have to implement the functionality of login. I think it is enough for today. So we will continue tomorrow. So we did app validation, and then what else we need? We did Supabase database. We have learn supabase user data table, I would say. Storing the registered user. So yeah, do you have any doubt till now? So you have to practice and you have to try, and you will get motivation here. But the thing is, we are repeating the same. The coders also, if you see the Supabase auth sign up, and we'll be using the router push, and we are repeating the same, but only the logic differs. So based on the logic and thinking, when you try to code this application for 2 or 3 times, you will know the logic and you will get used to it.
Yes. Okay.
Guys, do you have any doubt? Is it clear?
Yes, few doubts, but I think when I do the last part, that is
Yeah.
this one, the form validation. So tomorrow we'll ask, because as of now, I think I
Have
stuck
to
with
do it.
Supabase configuration, this one
Okay.
email. So I
Okay.
didn't do the part along with you. So tomorrow I'll ask if I stuck
Yeah.
in between.
So one more thing, if you guys face any doubt while doing, just post the question in the Slack immediately. So don't try to
Hmm.
wait for till tomorrow. You can just post the
Okay.
question immediately so that I'll try to help you. If I clear then
Okay.
and if I am available, I'll try to clear then and there. Else will but try to post the questions there.
Okay.
Yeah. So Himanu, do you
Again,
need all these? Or else you have
no.
noted.
Yeah, I noted. I took the picture. I'll write in Slack. And Kitna, please share the code
Yeah,
for
I'll
these.
share.
So,
Yeah,
yeah.
sure. I'll share.
Kirtana, is this a real-time project or you have done before
Which one?
this project?
This is a real-time project. So I have done something similar to this before. So for your understanding, I have just created this pattern.
Okay.
So I
Jagdish,
have